Now let's expand my example to show more features of Rapise AI. Going back to my test case and going to enrich it with more actions. So I want to check that the inflector call mentions Rapise. And also I want open our demo website with demo application and check that it uh, mentions inflector, something like that. Right? So now I may select the range, and you see when I hover over the last column, I may choose Show AI panel. And this panel, it's similar to this Show AI panel, but for selected subset of AI commands, for the case you have many of them. Now, with this Show AI panel, you may see that my first command has some implementation, I can see it here, and others are empty. So I may either generate them one by one, and it's producing some code, or I may use generate all, and it would process them one by one, suggesting some implementation. So this is the implementation, and what I can do, I may just try to play it. Play all. So play all these AI commands. So my sanity checker should check that inflector.com mentions Rapise. And I'm getting an error, which is also normal situation while developing a test case, saying that tester assert text is not a function. So the code it produced looks good, but it's not working. And that's a normal situation with AI. So we may choose this additional menu and open the chat. This is the chat used by Rapise internally to achieve this code that were generated for this command. So this is the request. This is what was generated, and here all the detailed requests that were used to interact with AI to produce this code. And what I may do, I may just paste my error message. I just copied it from here, from the report, and just paste it to this chat, giving more hints to AI to help me producing better code. It's producing something more, something better, uh, uh, but you see it's not checking the code. So I may give more hints to it, like ask to use something. For example, I have navigator exec.js, or there are other ways, but in this case, I may just proceed using hints, or I may just proceed using here magic wand and say until it generates that something that is more appropriate for me. So there are two ways, and I need to say that this experience is always a bit different. So again, new dreamed command. So one of the ways, just keep generating. You see it's going back and forth. So one more possible way is to provide it with more hints for this page. This is additional feature I have. So if I put double hash in the beginning, this would be a part of the prompt. And I may say use navigator exec.js to capture contents of the page. I just provided some hint for it, and let me try to generate, oh, not this one, previous one, generate this code. You see, it's much better, so it should include true or false depending on if the page includes mm, uh, the code I wanted. Now, uh, I could change these prompts, and usually by changing the prompts, I may really hint it to provide more specific output. But there are other ways of achieving the same. So one of them, what I am going to use right now, is to help it to make the code I wanted. So I'm going to use variable and manually add tester soft cert term Rapise was found on the page. Not true, but found. That's it. I may try it first. And it works. And now what I can do, which is important, I can go down here to this last statement and press generate. And you see, it learned from my input. It learned from what I did earlier on this page by manually editing the output of the command. And it produced the second command of the similar kind, very similar to the first one. So it changed where needed and produced the code. Now I may simply play the whole sanity checker, and it should work end to end. Maybe one last step is to close the browser. Oops. AI, close browser. This time I'm not going to generate the code. I'm going to just play the whole code, and if implementation is not found, it should generate it on the fly, and I may see if it's available. Let's see. Oh, I closed the browser, sorry. Opening, playing again. All right, so you may see that if I refresh the panel, so the closed browser implementation is here and the whole test was executed end to end. So I managed to implement my sanity check with my minimal interaction with dashboard chat, and now I have something working.